golf fashion has exploded.
What's next? What do you see coming?
Deconstructed argyles, and they were colorful.
Where I want to get to is a discussion on white belt.
You can't go wrong in all black.
Never. Your site has become my outlet for that.
They don't match at all. They don't go together.
What is your advice for finding an audience and making it live online? Do you obsess about golf style? Do you care as much about how you look on a golf course as how you play? And have you ever considered writing about golf fashion and what that world is like? Welcome to the FLG Golf Podcast. I'm your host, Mark Bosch, and I want to learn from and be inspired by others who have lives in golf. And our guest today is Greg Montefort, who's the founder of Golf Threads. Greg, welcome to the pod.
Thanks. Thanks for having me, Mark. It's awesome.
So, Greg, I've always been obsessed with athletic aesthetics of all kinds. What I love about golf, and especially now, is that you can do so many things. You can be loud, you can be tasteful, you can find brands or fashion items that are a combination of both. So tell me about Golf Threads. That's golf-threads.com. Tell me about that journey, how this finally bubbled up to the surface and became an outlet for you.
Yeah, I've always kind of had an interest in fashion. I remember, getting Golf Digest magazine. I would just go to Marty Hackle's page, basically like the godfather of golf fashion coverage, how he was talking about golf fashion and how he was kind of really breaking down like the nuances of it and what different tour players were wearing and why certain looks, worked and why certain looks didn't work. A lot of it was my wife was just like, hey, like, why don't you just like start a blog? And like, this was kind of before Instagram, Twitter was around, but like social media was kind of just getting started. And yeah, for me, it was just like a creative outlet and a creative passion. Seemed to pick up a following along the way.
So what has surprised you about the audience?
I think people just are a lot more tuned into golf fashion and they understand the nuances now as well. I remember just kind of starting out and that was a little bit of like a one-way communication of me just putting information out there. But I think what I noticed like a couple years in was people are actually starting to come to me with, hey, I like what this player is wearing this week. And, I think one of our big posts around the majors is like, we do the fashion dimes and crimes for
my favorite,
the different rounds. And it was so awesome where people would just like DM me and be like, hey, you got to get this guy in as like in the crime section. And I would just say probably since COVID as well, golf fashion has exploded, but there's just so many different ways to dress and to express your personal style on the course these days.
How much farther can this go? Like, what's next? What do you see coming as the next evolution in golf fashion?
Golf fashion is always going to follow like what's going on in men's fashion. I think there used to be a joke that like golf fashion was always 10 years behind men's fashion.
Yes.
It's still a little bit behind. Maybe we've cut that in half. So I almost feel like, golf fashion's kind of having its supreme moment right now, right? With limited edition drops and like a lot of the streetwear influence right now. I remember I was on a panel at the PGA show before COVID or 2019, and I was part of the fashion show at the PGA show. And one of the questions was like, what's going to come into golf fashion in the next 5 years? And I think people on the panel were like, oh, like it's very athletic. We're going to continue to see very kind of athleisure type of gear and things like that. And I was like, we're going to see pleats back on the golf course.
Yeah.
And there was sort of this uneasy laughter in the audience. And I was like, no, like I'm serious. Like you have to look
and then
at
we
what's
did
what's happening in men's fashion right now. Yeah. You open GQ and you're seeing single pleat pants, you're seeing wider leg trousers right now. The slim fit era is done in men's fashion. It may still be here in golf fashion, but if you're looking at like what's 5-6 years away, that's it. And I think within 2 years, like Adam Scott was rolling out in pleats and, we have Keith Mitchell wearing single pleated pants right now and Jason Day out there with pleated trousers as well. So, look at where men's fashion is now golf fashion will be there and will catch up.
Talk to me just sort of generally about belts, because where I want to get to is a discussion on white belt. But just sort of paint a picture of belts and kind of their evolution and how we use them and what you've noticed over the years.
Yeah, belts are an accessory. They should complement your outfit. They shouldn't necessarily match your outfit, but they also shouldn't ruin your outfit either. I do think that we've seen an evolution of belts as well over the last 20 years. And like, we'll go back to like the J. Lindeberg era of like the big belt buckles. And I feel like everybody started doing big logoed belt buckles.
Mhm.
And like, Nike was doing them, and Adidas was doing them, Ralph Lauren was doing them and stuff like that. And I think then we hit kind of like that exotic belt era where, it was all like different reptiles and
I'm
things
still
like
seeing that on the
Like,
Live Golf Tour, actually.
Yeah.
There's a lot of like alligator belts there.
Yeah, but I think definitely over the last few years we've seen, go into more like woven belts and elastic belts and kind of a move away from leather.
Belts for a while became the focus of the outfit. Of course, there was the white belt. I really liked it, honestly. Like this was around the same time that Jay Lindeberg was coming in
Mhm.
with their large
Yeah.
bridge logo, contrasting color along the back. And to me, a white belt was kind of the same thing, just along the pant. But at some point along the line, it became distasteful.
Yeah, I think along the way it sort of became kind of the golfer uniform of like, I'm gonna go play golf, so I have to wear a white belt. And it's like, no, that's not really the case, right? For me, it's not so much like, is it in style? That's never been like my issue with white belts. There's a time and a place for them. And to me, like, when do they work? They work with white pants, or I think you might even be able to get away with them with like kind of the light kind of stone kind of khaki color. For me, it's like I have a problem with kind of like any belt that creates a lot of contrast in an outfit for the reasons that we're talking about. So look, it might be like a black belt with kind of a light colored outfit and trouser. And it's like, wow, you just like totally cut your outfits in half. And where, eyes go to where the contrast is, especially with some guys on tour who, they, roll out like an all black outfit, but then a white belt. And it's like, what do you just like, you have this nice, like monochromatic look going on and you just broke the whole thing up.
When is monochrome done really well, in your opinion?
I think it depends on the color. I think some colors are just tough to pull off monochrome. I think your blacks, your navies, I think gray is surprisingly difficult, like monochrome, especially like a lighter gray, pretty difficult. I would just say like, be careful though, because like it's actually surprisingly difficult to match your blacks and to match your navies, especially if they're from different brands. So
Navies is much
it's
harder.
amazing how many times I get a black shirt and black pants, two different brands. And I'm like, wow, these blacks do not match at all. And navies are even worse.
I want to talk about the day-to-day and kind of the business aspect of it with golfthreads.com. What is your advice for getting something like this off the ground and finding an audience and making it live online?
Yeah.
I think a lot of people think about a way to have a free lifestyle and kind of make money online with their passion, right? You've decided not to make money from golf threads. I want to talk about that. But for someone who does want to make money with it, how can they do that? And what are the landmines there that they are risking?
I think it's a lot harder than it looks to make money. I think when you bring money and you bring sponsorships into it, I think you lose a little bit of control of your content and your point of view, right?
If not money, what do you get out of it that make it worthwhile?
Yeah. So, I mean, doing golf threads opened an opportunity to write for the PGA Tour, which I did for 6 years. That certainly opened up other opportunities for me. I think one of the reasons I originally got into it was, if something happened with my day job, did I have kind of an escape route as well?
Another network.
Right? It's another network that I could build, even if like I needed to freelance for a period of time. So, I mean, just having those opportunities, being able to sit on like panels at the PGA show. I was on Golf Channel's Morning Drive. I did a week of segments for them. They flew me out to Orlando for a weekend and we taped like a week worth of segments. And look, there's free stuff that shows up on the doorstep. And that's not a very bad thing. Like, I have not bought a pair of golf shoes in like 10 or 12 years. And, but I'm incredibly grateful for that as well. It's great that they like see the value in the content that we're putting out. And I think part of that is just that we are genuine and we are authentic in what we're doing. Right.
So you are, and there are other ways to monetize as well. You build a big enough audience, your website earns ad revenue, but where you don't want to make money is in how it influences your content. That's the line that you're drawing here, right? Is like, that's the only place that I don't want to earn money because it creates a conflict. I'm going to make my money elsewhere, right? By being genuine and being authentic in those reviews. And it's going to open up doors, like you said, to go on Golf Channel, to go to events, to be a correspondent. Those things you can monetize.
There was a period of time where I was like, there's about a 3-year period where I was like, how do I like make a business out of this, like a legit business? How do I quit my day job? I really just want to do this all the time. I think all the business models that I ran and I came up with, I wasn't going to make the level of income that I was with my day job. Right. And I think that's a decision people have to make as well. I started building a store. We did affiliate links for a period of time. I never felt good about it. You do have to post like, hey, like some of these links are paid, right? And I always felt like there was always then a question in people's mind of like, were you putting Justin Thomas in like your dime section of your article because you want to get like affiliate money? And maybe I was overthinking that, but like, again, like I want people to know that like what we're writing about and what we like and what we're passionate about is like, it's genuine and authentic. It's not so that, we can get you to click on a link. So we can get a little bit of money. I will say, look, there are people like that have quit their day job. They've made it and all props to them. I don't want to discourage people from doing that. Right. But I do think like don't quit your day job immediately
and tread carefully.
Like I played with some friends a couple of days ago and they're like, oh, we should just start our own YouTube channel. Like I hear if you get like 2,000 followers, like this brand will send you clubs and stuff like that. I'm like, you guys are like already in it like for the wrong reason. Right now. And like, do you know how hard it is to get 2,000 subscribers? I know of so many people that have given up. Like, look, it's a lot of work and a lot of work that people don't see. And like, there's glamorous parts of it, but the amount of work that you're putting in behind the scenes, like for me, I was spending almost, another 40 hours a week on top of my day job, trying to do golf threads for a period of time. Right? I don't know, maybe in a few years, like I don't want to work day job for 40 hours a week. Right. I want to retire but I want to go do something fun for a few years. Right.
And that opportunity is never going to come along unless you have built some sort of foundation, some sort of basic skill and network by starting it on your own and trying it out and testing it and learning from your mistakes and successes. Thank you for watching the FLG Golf Podcast. Subscribe to keep learning from, laughing with, and being inspired by others who are on a journey and have found lives in golf. And don't forget, you can find us wherever you listen to your podcasts. For a playlist of other full episodes, click right here. For a playlist of best of highlight reels from all our full episodes, click right here. Thanks again for watching, and fucking love golf.